Born and bred in Baltimore's gritty Gilmor Homes projects, YNE Sosa's story begins on the city's tough west side. He grew up attending nearby Paul Laurence Dunbar High School, a few blocks from where Freddie grazed. April 19, 2015, spinal-injury death sparked the city's uprising. These projects and streets, the same ones later evoked in his music, were fertile ground for his youthful defiance and ambition. Baltimore's police scanners and community tension provided the backdrop for his upbringing, literally the landscape that raised him in his lyrics.
Homicides and non-fatal shootings are down compared to this same time last year, but gun violence continues to take its toll on our city. As WMAR 2 News' Jeff Hager reports, one of each on the west side this week serves as a grim reminder.
The Monday morning commute had not yet come to an end when someone gunned down a man and critically wounded a woman, both in their 30s, here on Delano Court in Gilmor Homes. The man died just inside his doorway, a short distance away from where children pass the summer in the community swimming pool.
Before we get started on this video, make sure you go check out my website that's in the description, where I post viral videos daily. And plus, make sure you like the video and share it with someone to spread the violence awareness. Just a few years ago, he was an everyday kid on these blocks. By late 2017, however, Sosa suddenly grabbed a mic and started recording rap songs. That very November, he jumped into the local scene and blew up fast, according to accounts. Within months, he had delivered a breakout single. His track Ball Together, an anthem about loyalty to one's day ones, went non-stop in Baltimore radio. In short order, the teenager from Gilmor Homes became one of the city's hottest rising rappers. His aggressive flow resonating with the neighborhood youth, he burst onto stage at block parties and underground clubs, riding that buzz through 2018. YNE Sosa's gritty delivery and street tales set him apart. In interviews and shout-outs, he emphasized staying true to the neighbors and struggles of his old neighborhood. Peers say he never forgot where he came from. His early verses thanked West Baltimore for its lessons. By early 2019, he was a regular name on local rap blogs and mixtapes. Every new song or live show cemented his status as a face of the young NE-eating movement, his crew and label, and one of Baltimore's fastest growing rappers.
You feel me? All you fleet ass niggas, catch up with my man. You niggas is slow. You niggas is slow. Bruh, don't cop it, bruh. Catch up with me.
Despite the newfound attention, Sosa's life never left the streets. His image blended music stardom with raw street credibility. According to one fan-written profile, even as his rap career took off, he had already returned home from doing time for the DEA and his part in the Freddie Gray riot, an ominous sounding line from a local wiki-style bio. That, in other words, he allegedly spent time behind bars as a youth. Not long after turning 21 and burying his mother, who died a month after his birthday, as that profile notes, Sosa himself became the target of more gunfire. In early 2020, he survived an ambush in traffic. 40 shots reportedly rained down, and he was hit 4 times. Miraculously, he walked away alive. He later told friends he felt God had a purpose for him that day. Every casualty and narrow escape only deepened the legend. Sosa wears the scars as war trophies, claiming fate spared him to tell the story.
Man, I'm back. And call me lacking. Shit. I've been through this shit so many times. I learned how to start counting my motherfucking blessings and not my problems, man. I'm gonna look you in your eyes for this one. 3 times is a charm, bitch. Still here. Handicapped.
Rumors swirled around these events. Word on the street was that Sosa had drifted into Baltimore's gang networks. In hip-hop circles, he's loosely linked to factions like the Black Guerrilla Family, BGF, a shadowy prison gang turned street syndicate that operates heavily in Baltimore. The federal indictment against BGF members describes it as a violent, prison-originating gang active on city corners. Neighborhood chatter suggests YNE Sosa has affiliates in BGF circles and perhaps other local sets, though nothing is confirmed in public records. What is clear is his life has been punctuated by the same gun violence that the indictment says BGF propagates: murder, shootouts, robberies, and turf wars. Like many of his generation, Sosa's myth grew as much from these underworld whispers as from his music. Part of the drama comes from his diss tracks and beefs with other rappers. A well-known clash was with DC's Ant Glizzy, who once dubbed himself King of Baltimore. Social media and SoundCloud were aflame when they took shots at each other in songs. Sosa released tracks sneering at Glizzy's claims, and Glizzy fired back in kind. Fans on message boards still debate who won that feud. These rap battles stoked street cred, but also added danger. Any public enemies in the music game can lead to real-world retaliation on Baltimore streets.
I ain't no you type of nigga, bro. That's the reason people don't do shit to me, bro. I've been outside my whole life, if you believe it or not, though, bro. They gave it to you in lead, bro. They gave you 20 bullets, complimentary of Smith & Wesson. You was a triple shooting victim. I didn't say nobody would put that iron on me, but what I did tell you is I ain't Sosa, baby girl. When you get a report, it's gonna say shots fired back at
We
suspect.
know you're not Sosa. We know you're not Sosa.
He got his own number. Like they say, bro, when you get shot, just call this number, bro. Like, just hit us on this joke, bro. He got a Sosa phone, bro. The fuck, he got his own ringtone. Fuck you talking about? That girl be like, I'm selling family coke and smack, and they can pick up Sosa. What block you on? Sosa down.
Other local rappers and crews have been mentioned in passing lyrics or comments, hinting at alliances and rivalries, from east side neighborhoods to west side factions, but the details are never clear. In a city where "Who is YNE Sosa" can mean anything from hip-hop star to wanted man, stories mix facts with hearsay. He also lost people close to him in this world. While the October 2020 shooting of his fiancé would be a topic for our next segment, by that time he had already endured heartache. In songs and interviews, Sosa talks about losing a brother and friends to gun violence. In one video shout out, he referred to losing his wife and a sibling within days of each other. Though he didn't give full name, what's certain is this: violence isn't just subject matter in his lyrics. It has struck his own circle. His music often doubles as therapy. He raps through grief, revenge, and survival. Local DJs note that every new song seems to reference another tragedy or criminal case. This feeds the narrative. YNE is not just a rapper celebrating the street life, he's a survivor and mourner of it too. Now, Sosa's tale is far from a fairy tale ending. In recent months, he reportedly has found himself behind bars again. Street reports say he's locked up on drug trafficking and weapons charges, with bail set at around a $1 million 0 cents bond. No official news release confirms it, but the buzz on social channels is loud. Whether he's in custody or laying low, the sense is that law enforcement is closing in on him and the streets are still talking about it. Yet the saga continues. YNE Sosa's rise, from Gilmor Homes to rap fame, from multiple gunshot survivor to current legal limbo, is still unfolding. Every interview he's given, often live on Instagram or local radio, hints there's more to come. Most of all, the darkest chapter lies just ahead of us. On the evening of October 8th, 2020, a routine night on a northeast Baltimore block turned deadly. Officers were called to the 4300 block of Brems Lane after gunfire erupted. There, detectives found a 35-year-old woman bleeding inside a parked car and rushed her to a hospital. It was soon confirmed she succumbed to multiple gunshot wounds. Police reports simply state that unknown gunmen fired into the vehicle while she sat inside. The attack happened just after 7:15 p.m. and detectives cordoned off the quiet street as homicide investigators began their work. The victim was later identified in news reports as Lakeisha Bell, 35, who lived on that block of Brems Lane. Some community posts referred to her as Keisha or Bell, the Brooklyn's wife. Although police never publicly named any other occupant, local chatter quickly linked Bell to rising Baltimore rapper YNE Sosa. Street rumors and social media speculation insisted that Bell had been riding in Sosa's car that night, even suggesting he was the intended target. In these accounts, Bell was hidden killed while her companion, the rapper, miraculously escaped unharmed. No official statement confirmed any of this. Baltimore police simply noted that gunmen ambushed a parked vehicle and shot the occupant. In the wake of the shooting, law enforcement offered little detail. Baltimore PD described the scene in dry terms: a drive-by at a parked car on Brems Lane, a woman shot inside, pronounced dead. They issued a standard call for tips, but no arrests or suspects were announced. Meanwhile, eyewitnesses and online sleuths filled the void with conspiracy. Reddit threads and Instagram live streams theorized about motives. Some blamed neighborhood gangs, others pointed fingers at rival rappers. One unverified Instagram post, for example, claimed he was in the vehicle with his girlfriend when his ops pulled a drive-by. though this has never been confirmed by police. What's certain is that Bell's killing slipped into the city's grim statistics. Baltimore was enduring a surge in shootings, and this was counted as yet another homicide on a night that saw multiple victims across town. From YNE Sosa, the fallout was personal and agonizing. The young rapper, who had already survived a 2015 shooting where he was shot 19 times, later spoke about losing the woman he called his fiancé. But in a 2021 interview, he grimly recounted how he lost his fiancé and brother 3 days apart, and even admitted that in the chaos he got locked up when he took his fiancé to the hospital after the shooting. In other words, Sosa essentially confirmed Bell was the companion in that car and that he briefly became a suspect amid the confusion. His words also hinted at the toll. He had once survived 19 gunshots in one single year, but this new tragedy cut deep. He has stayed mostly out of public view since then, focusing on studio work and life, and has made few public comments beyond cryptic social media posts about pain and perseverance. The killing of Bell occurred against the backdrop of ongoing Baltimore violence and rap feuds. In the months before and after, Sosa had been involved in a well-publicized exchange with DC rapper Ant Glizzy, trading diss tracks and aggressive social media barbs. Some observers wondered if such rivalries or old gang tensions in Baltimore streets might have played a role. Sosa himself once boasted that he started a riot after Freddie Gray's funeral years earlier, signaling the kinds of volatile street dynamics he'd been part of. Nevertheless, no direct link between those conflicts and the Brems Lane shooting has been established. Instead, the city's sense of outrage and grief echoed louder. Baltimore lost more local artists in the years that followed, reinforcing how perilous life can be for young rappers here. In September 2022, Cherry Hill saw the murder of beloved rapper Delon Lonnie the Goat Bushrod Jr. In October 2023, East Baltimore was shaken when 28-year-old rapper David President Davo Boykin was gunned down on Clifton Park Avenue. Neither crime is believed to be connected to YNE Sosa, but each incident underscored that any Baltimore musician can become a target at any time. To this day, nobody has been charged in Bell's killing. Baltimore police have asked for tips, but the trail has gone cold. YNE Sosa's community remains divided between prayer and peril. Fans and friends continue to mention Bell by name online, calling out for justice or vowing retaliation, while YNE himself seems to channel his grief into new music. On his social feeds, he posts clips of himself working in the studio or lyrics referencing loss and survival. He has not publicly abandoned the quest for answers, but he has also learned to guard himself. After all, he once joked on an Instagram live that he knows how to jump off the porch if danger arrives, a thinly veiled nod to staying alive on the streets.
Baltimore straight finest, YNE Sosa. Make sure y'all go check my shit out right now. I'm the hottest right now, spitting them raw shit straight like this.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Started from the bottom, I climbed my way to the top. Got the whole damn city, they waiting on me to try. A lot of haters over there waiting on me to fly. For me waiting for a while, day by day I'm getting higher. I'm from Baltimore, y'all know this shit for the wire. I'm from Baltimore, I'm the one who started the riot. Here the CBS took the brick and set it on fire. Any nigga tells you different, that nigga lying. Brenda had a baby, they found that bitch in the garbage. I'm from Baltimore, you missing you in the harbor. I'm from Baltimore, and I'm joking for the starving.
Baltimore's story is far from over. The Brems Lane shooting is only one chapter in YNE Sosa saga, and in the larger narrative of a city where mourning always walks hand in hand with music. The day's headlines may have moved on, but in darker corners and online threads, the questions remain. Who pulled the trigger on that parked car and why? As Sosa's next song drops and the next street incident unfolds, the answer still waits, a next verse in a story that has not yet ended. In May 2014, Baltimore's Federal Hill neighborhood turned violent after an Orioles game. Two young fans, a man and a woman, were walking down Charles Street around East Ospan when they were suddenly ambushed. Screams echoed through the streets. Witnesses ran outside and police found the victims beaten and robbed, their wallets and phones gone. In the aftermath, 4 suspects were arrested. Among them, 18-year-old Keith Ambush. This name isn't obscure. It's the legal identity we now know belongs to YNE Sosa. Back then, he was just one of several suspects in a street robbery, but the fact that he was involved in a chaotic mugging speaks to a long history of real-life violence. Predating his rap career by years, he was alleged to have participated in assault and theft. Court records don't list the full outcome, Whether charges were dropped, reduced, or resolved quietly, but the arrest itself was public, tying Keith Ambush to street-level crime years before he ever dropped a track. Street law often glosses over this moment, yet it's significant. Imagine a teenage Keith walking the same blocks where he'd later rap about death, betrayal, and survival. This Federal Hill incident shows he wasn't just influenced by violence, he was embroiled in it. Whether he was a lookout, a getaway driver, or one of the attackers is part of a pattern. Baltimore's streets didn't just form his environment, they made him.